Good evening, everybody. Hello. uh, Already a couple people here so far. Yeah. Fuck, is this gay? No. I wasn't planning on doing it, so technically I'm always on time. So, Brother Tiber, waiting. Thank you. Just waiting. No, but I mean, nobody else is on right now, so we may as well do something. And I'm not tired tonight, so I can't be delayed if I wasn't. That's not fair. Wasn't delayed. If I wasn't scheduled. This is still on time. Lefty Low says hi. Hello. Hi guys. So Jonathan says Elijah Schaefer is the most racist guest on ever, but I like you more. Who does he have on? What a wheel of pleasure this. Just kind of felt like it. Yeah, Goalie, yes. I'm a professional YouTuber now, so yes, now I'm a diva. Although, to be fair, most attorneys are prima donnas anyway, so any attorney that's halfway good. So, oh, John, how are you doing? Jonathan, what's up? Some Australian guy that says 10% Hispanic is not ideal to preserve the white bloodline. Does he have Hayden on? Diamonds and Henna for $4.99. Thank you. Saying it's my birthday stream. No, it's not. Thursday night, the 10th is my birthday stream because that is my birthday. So very fortuitous how it worked out this year. So, we're drinking tonight. Just some Coors, and then I don't know. Might do some shots. You guys, I mean, it's Friday night, so those are the rules. The rules are in effect. James Hunsinger says, "Am I in the right place for free PS5s?" Yes. Jay Bet says, "Happy birthday." Remember, my birthday is not till the 10th, so we're early. So you don't have to say that yet. Oh, it sounds like Fuentes. Yeah, but yeah, he's more than 10%. He's never going to make babies. No, unless they. Yeah, there's no way he can. Although it appears he likes black girls, so maybe he will at some point. All right, guys. Yeah, I thought it'd be fun tonight to start. You are the new Pippa. We're gonna say happy birthday, even if it's not your birthday. Well, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing to be the new Pippa, but I guess we'll try it. So yes, we got a lot. We got some things to talk about tonight. Attack Pomeranians, so scary. A little puffball that barks scares big bad policemen. Free PlayStation giveaway turns into a big old riot today in New York City, which is kind of funny, but also a little bit of police brutality was caught on camera. And then don't use the police as your relationship counselor because it never ends well, and you get to hear some dumb bitch find that out the hard way. Because she was not ready for it. And sadly, almost made her boyfriend pay the price, actually. That was the scary part. He was actually just doing his thing, and a guy almost got hurt from a woman causing problems. Imagine that. I know. Imagine that in this day and age. Gloy says, "I thought Fuentes is gay." He is. He's also been a Fed for the longest time. And yes, he is gay. He's got a thing for cat boys. So, yes. Fuentes Kanye for 2024. Cat boy in every garage. Yes, Kimbo says they caused a Category 5 chimp out. Yeah, it was pretty rough. It was pretty rough for a PlayStation. Yes. All right, guys, I guess we might as well get started. It's only been 5 minutes, but it's Friday night, so let's not keep waiting too long. So, New York City today in Union Square. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it, but that is a very, very fun place to go. Well, what about all of us with only sheds and no garage? I don't know. Yes, Jonathan. He also wants mandatory testosterone shots to fix all the femboys like Finster. No, no, no. No. Rabbit Stick saying, how liberal can Congress use immunity and testimony? Might need to explain that one a little bit more because I'm not sure how you're going about that one. Porcelain Thunder says a cat boy in every sex dungeon. All right. So, if you guys weren't aware, and we'll get started with it now. There is this is DeSanto Law PLLC for $49.99. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much. Early birthday gift from a fellow lawyer in NYC. Have a sympathy birthday drink on me. I live 10 blocks from the riots. Oh my gosh, man. I hope you didn't. I hope your car wasn't the one they were river dancing on because that car got the crap beat out of it. I think we have I think I have it here and I found it because there was all kinds of clips of this stuff going down on Twitter. And there's some funny responses, but thank you so much. I appreciate it. No, I don't have that one. Dang, I gotta find it real quick. I know I saw it earlier. But yeah, so Kai, he's a Twitch streamer, and he decided earlier to say, I'm giving away PS5s. He said this on a stream. And guess what happened? Well, everybody showed up. And by everybody, here's a good picture of what happened. As you can see, there's a lot of mayhem. And this is not even the full part of it. We'll get to the rest of it. But yes, there were a lot of police officers and a lot of people getting chased away. So he said that on Friday, about 4 o'clock, he was going to give away a couple PS5s. Sounds pretty fair. Free PS5. I mean, why not? And I'm going to say DeSanto Law, PLLC. If you guys are in Manhattan, what do you guys do? I was going to give you a plug here. Leaders in corporate and securities law, marketplace investing, venture capital, mergers and acquisitions, murders and executions, depending on who you're talking to, and real estate finance. If you guys need something like that in, New York City or Florida, hook them up. Thank you. Thank you again. So there's no PS5s? No, not anymore. If you go there, it's going to be a little, it's going to be, actually, you know what? I dare you to go there now and be like, oh, I'm here for the PS5. See if you can do it. I did not get anything out of it, but it's just one of the many costs of living in New York City. Yeah, I get that, but I'm glad you're okay. Glad your car and everything's okay too. So, but yeah, I guess you got to look out your window and see it all happening. Yes, Jonathan. Yes, the PC Master Race. The console ninjas be crying. Yes. I'm sure this will get clipped right, but bow down before the PC Master Race, you console peasants. Oh, Hunter sent me a text. Okay, well, anyways, we need to get back to the story here because it is interesting what they talk about. So, and this is the background story, guys. We'll get to the fun stuff in a second. So, it began after 3, and he said people were going to be there. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people did. Went from 3 to 6, basically. There was all kinds of mayhem that started. Well, just in any situation where there's a lot of police and people start getting a little bit unruly and the police start reacting, and sometimes they overreact a little bit, and then the people in the crowd react to the police overreacting and they start escalating, and then it just kind of goes from there. And then the police started, well, acting like the police. So I love this comment here. It was uncontrolled. It took us a while to get it under control, and a lot of young people got hurt. Keep that in mind because we're going to get back to who is actually hurting the young people, because some of this was police inflicted. So shocker, I know. Shocker, I know. So they were going to, I like how they say Mr. Sad. And another streamer, Phantom, we're going to hand out PS5s at Park at 4. So the big thing here, though, the shocking thing of all, I mean, this is like January 6th, scary. They didn't have a permit. I mean, from a city that survived 9/11, these guys just show up. Black guy trying to give out gaming consoles, and he didn't have a permit. I mean, I don't know how that city survives. I mean, just onslaught after onslaught. One day it's Al Qaeda, the next day it's a guy on Twitch. Just city is full of brave people. New York strong. So the cops learned about it from social media, and by that point, the post had gone viral. Yes, and the event grew exponentially, rapidly, and vast. No shit, it did. Yes, and it got so bad that the subway started bypassing the station so people couldn't show up, which that's a great way to do things. Osama Piker. No. Don't worry. We're gonna get to Hasan. Guys. Don't worry about that. He runs his mouth here too, so don't worry. We'll talk about Hasan in a minute. We'll keep that one off to the side for now. They say, well, the parts of the crowd remained mostly peaceful. Others tipped into unruliness, and they got into a construction site, started throwing rocks at the police. Okay. I do think this is interesting. People tooled up, though. They got shovels and axes. So I guess people didn't want to get hit with tear gas this time, and they wanted to make sure you knew it. So, yeah, it's hard to get police brutalized by the cops when you're carrying an axe. But after things had happened, people were standing near a flagpole at the center of the park, and they directed a vulgar chant at the police. Oh, so horrible. So horrible. A vulgar chant. And as the police were dealing with things nearby, this guy here, remember him, because we're going to see him get arrested. And you can see there's a lot of blood on his face. And just so you know, this is a car, and that reflecting thing right there, it's all shiny as a window on a taxi. This right here is a window that's not shiny and reflective because it's damaged and broken. And if you didn't know this, glass out of a window can be sharp. And wow, it's looked like he got a lot of cuts on his face. I wonder how that happened. We'll find out, though, because we watched that in real time. This cop is, apparently he's telling people to go look for Kyle. Kyle's about this tall. Apparently he's a Nazi cop. So after a while, they did charge Kai. So yes, he got taken to safety, but they did charge him with inciting a riot. They also charged him with not having a permit doing all this, which once again, that's the unspeakable danger this guy caused. he didn't have a permit. So he has since been charged, and yeah, it's all gave some gave all. You can hear and the police chief does talk about what happened there, and I think it is a little funny listening to him talk about. Like I said, do you think this is a terrorist attack? Just like a typical cop, we're gonna charge you with a bunch of things. Like what? I don't really know, but I'll get back to you on that. So good job, officer. That's freaking Chief Wiggum walking around. Now this one here, guys, this is interesting because you get to see that guy in red. Well, we get to see what happens to him. So here we go. This gets very interesting very quickly. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me, Twitter. I already downloaded it. I fucking Elon, you're ruining this, brother. Yes. Oh, and I agree. Nothing's going to happen to anybody here. This is fairly minor what happened. That right there. That right there. Look at how that goes. Just standing around, and they put his head through a window. Ooh. Good job, police. That looks great. Especially you do that to a guy who isn't resisting you. God, the absolute assholishness of this thing. So you can see the guy in red. He's like, I don't want to be part of this. But then the police show up like, sorry, you're in it now. And just boom, right through the glass. Great work there, law enforcement. Now, hold on here. Where does DeSanto law is 100% correct here. Nothing's going to happen to these people. This happens a lot, especially in places like New York City. So this isn't the worst like riot they've ever had. This isn't like the 2020 stuff. So what's like? Here you go. Watch. Oh. Imagine that. Like, remember that guy had his whole face covered in glass. So, yeah. Now, yes, nothing's going to happen to these people. That guy got arrested. He'll probably get released, but in the meantime, he's got scars all over his face for his troubles. Will Kai get something? Yeah. And he's like, oh, inciting a riot. Yeah. And they're going to plea it down to some, and it should be probably pled down because he wasn't trying to start a riot. He was, inciting it. I'm trying to give something away and people freak out. And people, when you give free things away, people act like idiots. That's not his fault. This shouldn't be his fault. But I do think it was hilarious that just giving away PlayStations caused everybody to lose their freaking minds. I mean, it's a PlayStation 5. It's not like free cancer cures. But yes, you're right. Yeah, it's part of life for people living in New York City. Yeah. No, I definitely agree there. Yes, Twitter wants to hide the truth with all the buffering. They're helping the police brutality getting covered up. Yes. Yes, you need your permits. Yes. Do you have a license to riot? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Oi, do you have your license to put your head through that window? That's the worst part. Like that guy got bum rushed like that, and that was not. I don't think that was fair. Carl saying yes, that Ohio internet. Yes, thank you. Um, yeah, James. Like I said, that guy. I think that guy got screwed. So hopefully things work out for him. Rabbit $67 million move. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm saying it's not. I understand you're not saying like this happens every day. Yes, it's not normal, but it's escalated, and I understand that. Yeah, a lot's changed since 1999, but this is not for New York City. This isn't like the worst thing that's happened, and by Monday, people aren't going to remember this or give a crap about it in New York City, and probably nobody else will. I just thought it was kind of hilarious, and fellow professional streamer to another professional streamer, Kai out there. Hey man, thinking about you. Hope you beat your charges. Yes, I'm using dial up on my stream tonight. Zero Fuck saying Ben Crump is pitching a tent in his pants. I'm sure he would. I would be too. That's one where you get to tell them, hey, start writing a check. Because when you grab someone like that, you're responsible for how they end up on things. So Ruth, I agree. It was a bit like an idiocracy thing. Like everybody, I want my PS5. I'm sure if he said it right now, there'd be. I can bet you get 500 people out there. So Stephen McGill says he only gave away Sega Dreamcast. That would be hilarious. Giving that or Sega Saturn out to people, and they're like, "What the hell is this?" Oh, that would be good. Do I think the inciting a riot charge is reasonable? No, no. I mean, okay, yeah, you should have thought like a lot of people are going to show up, like a gajillion people will show up, like what happened. But I mean, if you're trying to do things, I mean, if he had gotten a permit and done all of this, I'm sure they still would have charged him with inciting a riot. The permit thing's just something they could tack on that gives them the idea they could charge him with these other crimes. So no, I don't think it's warranted here. I mean, what he could say he's going to show up and just hang out, and you'll get a gajillion people there too. So he is a very popular personality. So I don't think it would change anything ultimately. Yes, Porcelain Thunder says PS5's got what plants crave. Kim was saying, how much money would it cost to defend a case like this? I mean, it's he's probably got an attorney who's going to charge him a decent amount, but this should be pretty easy to resolve. I mean, he's not. This'll get taken care of very shortly. There's not going to be a lot going on for him. It'll be pretty mundane. Yes, this is just like the bonus army. Yes, yes. Um, yes, the Sega Saturn couldn't do 3D for crap. No, that's not true. Virtual Cop was pretty cool on Sega Saturn. I had a friend at Sega Saturn. He used to play the shit out of that Virtual Cop game. It was really good. Oh, goalie. Yes. Zelensky showed up and he's like, I will take these PS5s. We need them to defeat Russia. And I need some. Do you have any cocaine? Yes, as he's running around begging for things. Yes. I need the money for a cocaine. I mean tanks. And then maybe some cocaine. You can wow. Apparently, there are a lot of Dreamcast fans out there tonight. I didn't think Dreamcast was that good, but okay. I guess I'm not a big Dreamcast guy myself, but I get it. Some of you might like it. Okay, I found this.
I'm not going to get it right. I'm perfectly.
So,
Yes, I'm not going to get it right. I'm perfectly imperfect.
please play the video of
But
our
you know
obnoxious
what? If
mayor,
perfection
Mayor of New York
was
City,
what it
Eric
meant
Adams,
to
saying his
graduate,
haters will be
we
his
will have
waiters.
probably 3 people in this room.
That's our elected
All of
leadership.
us
Yep,
are
we're doomed.
imperfect.
Yes,
All of us are trying.
he
All
actually
of
said
us
this,
are
and people were
forging
like,
ahead
"What?"
the America.
And yeah, he 100% said that. And we'll get 1 second. I actually pulled it up. Scam like he says in Ukraine they'd riot over free vodka. In most of Eastern Europe, they riot over free vodka. Heck, I'm pretty sure you could go to that same place in Union Square and give away free vodka and cause a riot. Stabby saying, did I hear a story about the confiscated guns ending up in Ukraine? Yes. Yes. The Miami Police Department is doing its best to contribution for Reddit. Well, you guys are talking about like some games I've never heard of. Scam likely says M. Russian can confirm. Yeah. Just the idea of some free vodka, maybe even just a free shot, and all the Russians will come running. All right, so yes, this is actually what the mayor was saying to talk shit to everybody. And I hate to, use the fact that this is from Joy Reid's clip, but yes, this is interesting to say the least. If you guys don't know where Pace University is, it's in New York City.
Yes, I'm not going to get it right. I'm perfectly imperfect. But you know what? If perfection was what it meant to graduate, we will have probably 3 people in this room. All of us are imperfect.
All 3 people in that room would probably be Asian as well, because they get it right.
All of us are trying. All of us are forging ahead the America we want. There is no other place better than this country, because you have the right to protest the right. There's no German dream. There's no French dream.
To be fair, there was a German dream. We don't like talking about it nowadays. So I'm just saying.
There's no Polish dream, but there's an American dream. And so when you leave here today, you leave here with that dream. And you can go from being a dishwasher to owning a restaurant. You can go from being a person who has dyslexic and become the mayor. As long as you dream, as long as you fight for what you think is right, this country will become the country we want it to be. And in the process, there's going to be a lot of people who will hate you. All I can say, have your haters become your waiters when you sit down at the table of success. Thank you.
Now, I get what he was trying to say there. I mean, it does make sense. But God, that is not phrased very well. That is not phrased very well at all. Especially in... Yeah, yes, that's the best thing. Even if you have dyslexic, which he is dyslexic, and I love that. Even if you have learning disable, that's what he basically said is even if you have a learning disable. Yes, even if you have dyslexic. Lotus says Polacks unite. Yes, Wrestler Town says he chose to mention the German dreams. Yeah. Like I said, that's not the best. Like I said, there are other dreams you could talk about besides that one. I mean, to be fair, that dream, they claimed it was going to be for 1,000 years, and they were only they're like 980 some short on that one, but they tried. Elizabeth Diane says Pace Salsa University. No, it's just Pace University. It's they have a law school. It's not like, it's not Columbia, but it's not bad. It's probably no better than where I went. I mean, at least I'd say so, but I'm sure the people there think that they're hot shit. Garrett Pace says RFK used to teach there. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Garrett again saying Louis Gossett Jr. is looking pretty good for a corpse. Oh, black don't crack. Yes, that's very true. Black don't crack. Yes. Yes, DeSanto Law again saying the mayor of NYC is the head rower in the douche canoe. And Kimbo, you're 100% right on this. That's not a great story, because I wouldn't want my haters serving me food or being waiters at my table, because yes, they'll probably spit or shit in it. Does he do crack? The amateur iconoclast saying, does he do crack like former Mayor Ford? I mean, he probably did at some point, crack or coke. I mean, it was the 80s in New York City. I'm betting everybody did, from understand. Oh, DeSanto saying my neighbors vote for all these assholes. I'm sorry to hear that. That part's got to be depressing, because they probably think everything's fine. Wrestler Town says we can't mention the German dreams for 900 more years. Yeah. Then it all starts all over again. You don't feel sorry for them because they vote for these people blinded by virtue. Jerk offs, yeah. Live in New York City, don't you call them jag-offs? Peyton Wong says that speech is not ADA approved. Aaron says, which RFK, the tolerable one or the dead one? No, we're not. The dead one couldn't do it. We're not talking about voting. We can't do that one there. Barton Bill is saying, oh, can I sue my insurance company for cutting off my blood pressure medication cold turkey while my doctor is on vacation? I mean, if I have a heart attack. I mean, that's not good, but yeah, I would, when you think something bad's about to happen, get to the hospital. They could at least probably tide you over for a while. I mean, that would depend a lot on what state you live in, so I hope you're okay until you see your doctor again. DeSanto Law again for $19.99. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Saying I should have a GoFundMe for being the only Catholic Republican oil and gas lawyer in New York City. Jeez. Yeah, that's ticking a lot of boxes. I'm sure you're probably not well liked doing oil and gas. I didn't see that on your LinkedIn thing there, but God help me. I still love this city though, but we all know it is not fine. I do feel a shift coming. Yeah, I did actually some oil and gas work when I first got out of law school. That said, here in Ohio, it's like that was back in 2014 into 15, and that was, well, it still is the Wild West because we don't have a lot of regulation on things. I mean, I know in New York, it's imagine trying to frack or do anything out there, but it's pretty dope here. You could just do whatever you wanted, and dealing with like Texas landmen and attorneys trying to come through and do all their crap going. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. They were just, the money flowed like water. And he worked for, I worked for a firm. We dealt with the drilling companies. And, like, for example, like there's one time where we had to go redo some of the title search on a spot of land they wanted to do a drill site on. And I'm like, hey, it's going to cost you like X amount of dollars. I forget how much I told them it was going to be. They're like, whatever, go do it. I'm like, are you sure? And they said, unless it's over like 25 grand, don't bother telling us. And I'm like, all right. Yeah. And then Saudi Arabia cut the price of oil drastically. And it's cheaper if it's under like $80 a barrel, it is cheaper. It's like $85 a barrel. It is cheaper to pay to have it transported from Saudi Arabia, and then including all the bribe money, take it to a refinery, refine it, and then sell it, than it is to go to Hee Hawville, Ohio, frack, pump it to a refinery, refine it, and then sell it, which blew my mind. But yes. Yeah, that's my experience with oil and gas. Salty Ball saying, am I voting yes on issue 1? No, I'm not. And I'll probably put out a little video about that coming up. No. I don't like the fact that people are just now, all of a sudden now people want to screw with the whole constitutional amendment thing. That part's the issue. Like, it wasn't an issue until now. And it's because the people who want to use issue 1 are trying to push so they can they think they have enough votes to get a right to abortion put in the state constitution. I don't think they do, but the people opposing issue 1, the people that want yes for it to pass, are trying to protect that. And it's a bunch of boomer-con evangelicals who are thinking the rest of the state won't support them. I think that's nonsense. I don't, Ohio's not fond on like killing babies. So most people in Ohio aren't. I still think it'll be fine. And I think that if it goes up for a constitutional amendment vote, it'll lose. Okay, and fine. Even if it does, it's still there and it can still be restricted. I just think dicking with the constitutional amendment process like that for this one thing you don't like is going to lead to bad consequences down the road. I mean, we learned about this when Harry Reid did the nuclear option and started fucking around with things. Guess what happened? Trump won, and then just boom, justice, boom, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Brewski Brett. And then while he was running for election, Amy Coney Barrett. I mean, they fucked with the rules and, took advantage of it. So we fucked with them back. So no, I don't like screwing with the rules. Everything was fine the way it was up until 6 months ago. Actually, up until 3 months ago, nobody gave a shit. Now all of a sudden, people do. That's how you know it's a bullshit issue. So, is issue 1 going to affect gun laws? No. Nope. Rabbit says you're gay. Yes. How did you know? Bro, you got to keep that quiet, man. Rustertown says, I think many wanted to change the circus nature of the Ohio Constitution. The reason for it happening now is stupid, but it should be done. Also, abortion will be banned by the popular vote in Ohio easy. Yeah, I don't like the fact that, like, in the Constitution is like, you can have a casino now. That was voted on. There's all kinds of goofy shit in there, but hey, I don't care. The Ohio Constitution has a lot of things in it. It's very robust, so I don't care if that stuff's tacked on in the back. Yes, DeSanto Law is saying less than half of a barrel of oil is gas. Yes, that's correct. There are a lot of distillates in petroleum when you cook it in the stack and it crackles. You crackle it. There's all kinds of things you can do. Yes, everything here. I mean, remember our friend from last night, the bendy pen, everything, the plastic in your lunchbox, the plastic in your car, the plastic and rubber in your dildo. It's all petroleum based. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. So why import dirty oil from Venezuela to refine it in Houston? Well, the oil out of Venezuela would still be probably cheaper to pump than you're not fracking it. I mean, I know that's the big issue. Frack stuff is dirty, but the trade-off was it was still cheaper than what you could get out of Saudi Arabia. But now that the real oil's flowing and it's still decently priced, yeah, you got to go out to like the Eagle Basin where they've got the Texas crude, the West Texas Intermediate, WTI, also known as Texas tea. Barton Bell is saying, did Trump violate his court order? We're going to get to that. We'll talk about that in a second. DeSanto says we all need to share info with each other. Yeah, we do. So Peter Spinney says the plastic inside your beer can. Yes. Your fuck says the Vaseline for your. Yes, the Vaseline you use when you're at the truck stop in the glory hole. Charlie says, what about your dildo? Wouldn't you like to know? Jacob saying, Joe Good Logic just added me as a mod at Rumble. Yeah, so you got news for yourself. You're gay. Oh, Janet Morgan's talking. Yes, the Permian Basin as well. Yes, there are a couple basins. Oh yeah, and they're fracking out. Yeah, they are, but it might be a little better. But I mean, the whole thing died out here, and I mean, half the companies I was servicing and working with got delisted and disappeared within like a matter of a month. So back in 2015. So yeah, the firm kind of had a reduction in force pretty quickly. Oof, that was a rough time. Oh, Ken's counseling, not Ken's canceling couch. That'd be really awkward. It's where you kill people. It's counseling couch. Singer, we could finally switch to thorium salt reactors, which are effectively meltdown proof. Yeah. No, that'd be really neat if we could work on that or some of that cold fusion stuff that's out there. I'd love to see that work. So, all right. Yes. And you know what? We'll get to that right now. So, President Trump, when he was arraigned, part of his arraignment was he was told you can't be influencing people, you can't be talking or trying to get involved with influencing jurors or making threats or challenging people. Well, some things happened. In particular, President Trump used True Social and yeah. This is from his True Social page. And I quote from the real Donald Trump, if you go after me, I'm coming after you. I mean, apparently that is now a threat. People are panicking, saying he should get arrested. I just think he's telling people, if you go after me, I'm going to finish after you. I'm going to come after you. I think that's what he means. I'm not sure. I mean, like he told Kamala, I'm going to come. Yes, he's if you go after me, I'm coming after you. Now, we can say, okay, it's not clear who he's talking to or what he's talking about, but we all know, let's be honest, what he's talking about. He's talking about the swamp. Although, to be fair and funny, he thought he was going after the swamp, and the swamp spent 4 years basically cucking him at every turn and defeating most of his plans. So I don't know what's going to happen there. I don't think maybe he gets summoned back to court to say, like, listen here, chucklefuck, don't do that again. But no, I don't see him getting hauled away by the marshal's office anytime soon. So, and yes, like I said, if you, oh, you guys wait, hold on. It didn't, oh, good almighty. Yeah, here, if you go after me, I'm coming after you. Yes. And yes, like I said, it's not clear who he's going after. The Mithril King says he lawfully exercised First Amendment rights. Yes, but remember, you do have some limits on things, especially if you're on pretrial bond. The court can limit you in certain ways. Now, they said, you can't try to influence juries or comment on the state at all, and this could be interpreted possibly that way. Now, I would agree that unless it's clear, there should be a deference to, well, he didn't say exactly. And I don't think it's clear who he said anything to. It leaves a lot to the imagination. I mean, that's what I would argue, and I think that would probably be the fair interpretation of it. Jacob Castro says, yes, that would be the great answer. Yes. Marshall, I don't think I'm going to let you arrest me today. Yes, just like straight out of Tombstone. Kim O'Nice says Trump is a generous lover. Yes. Yes, and yes, Keith Olbermann, the Twitter attorney, said this was a threat. We need to lock him up. He's so dangerous. Oh no. That's the sad thing because, he used to be on SportsCenter way, way back in the day. And he wasn't cringe. He didn't suck. He was actually kind of funny. But what happened to Keith Olbermann, man? It's so sad. What happened, bro? What happened? And last saying, a simple question. Does everyone here feel free to express their political preferences? Maybe I'm missing something because I live in New York City. I think it all depends where you live. I mean, where I live at, I'm fine to say what I want to say. You can let your freak flag fly here. But yes, I could see why in New York City you probably can't. I'm sure it would cause, people to look at you more poorly than they'd be looking at the homeless guy taking a crap in the subway car next to him. If you told him you were a Republican or a conservative, I get that. Yes, Two Scoops is saying Trump's tweets, fuck around, find out, but slightly more specific. Yeah. Yes. Claude says, can they limit him from running? No. Eugene Debs, the socialist candidate for president, ran on the 1920 presidential election. Like, yep. Wait, hold on. What year did Eugene Debs run? Yeah, why was he jailed? He ran. He ran for the 1920 election from prison and got like 1 million votes, which that may not seem like a lot, but getting 1 million votes in 1920 was huge, and he ran it on the socialist ticket. So, Rapid Stick says, the day they put him in cuffs, I dump all my rider stock. Yeah, you mean in Minecraft? Wrestler Town says the condition of your release is that you don't talk while running for president. No, she said that he was allowed to talk. He just couldn't do things that would influence the jury. So he could run his campaign. He could do everything else but that. And I don't think this is threatening or tainting a jury pool. So I think this is a little bit bullshit. People panicking. The consultant says, couldn't this be a campaign slogan? That would be a pretty fucking epic campaign slogan. That'd be a great one. I mean, that'd be her. I'm coming. You might as well make the campaign slogan "Protect Your Neck," because that gets the same point across. Santa Law is saying, no, I am not obviously. I'm asking how the rest of the country feels because I live in New York City and that doesn't represent the USA. Yeah, no, pretty much everywhere else. Yeah. I mean, like in Ohio, there's no place I don't feel uncomfortable expressing my opinions and views. Even in, for example, like the city of Cleveland, which is very heavily Democrat. And when you're in the courthouse, it's all heavily Democrat. Almost all the attorneys are Democrats. And like, nope, I say my thing. I do my thing. Don't feel bad. Don't feel scared about it. Don't have any concerns about it. That is not an issue at all. So I ain't worried at all. I can tell you that much. So like I said, that for us is not really an issue. Actual Boomer says, let's see if they dare to rule the incumbent can indict a challenger. Well, that part has happened. And then forbid him from campaigning. Well, we'll see. We'll see how that goes from here. Like I said, I think this is not really going to be considered a problem. I'm sure Jack Smith is wetting his pants about it, though. Yeah, let me be clear. You can't express yourself freely in NYC. Oh, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that at all. And I bet that has to suck. So yes, yes, Keith Olbermann's panic over this is actually very funny. Let's see, we'll bring him up. I mean, just look at this. Look at this shit. It is great. I wish I could do it in his voice, the sir voice he does. You know, the bulletin edition of the Countdown podcast starting tonight. Trump's threatening the judge, the prosecutors, the witnesses, and America. I don't feel threatened. I'm America. I am America, and so are you. I don't feel threatened. Why would I feel threatened? I mean, are you doing something wrong where somebody's threatening you? Sounds like a you problem. Barton Bell is saying an order of protection was filed. Huh. We'll go on Pacer. Let's fire Pacer, see what it says. Where would you like to go? DC, here, share this tab instead. Where would you like to go, Pacer? Let's go to the District Court, Columbia. Donald, open, run. Defendant. Donald J. Trump. Oh God, there's a million of them. Hold on, we can thin this out a little bit here, quick. USA v. Trump. Docket report. Is this showing you guys along as I'm using this? Because this is what Pacer is, if you guys have never used it before. Running report. Motion for protective order filed. Oh, yes. View selected. And that's the thing. A Pacer, you got to pay 10 cents a page. I think you could probably pull off court listener, but this is quicker, and we're going to get done. And most of this is all a write-off because it's all part of YouTube here. So, yes, they're going to talk about the protective order here for the Emperor of Mankind. Yes, the brave people of the DOJ. Just true bravery. Actually, hold on here. We are going to, I'm going to pull this out so I can save it. Because we can at least mark it up then. Can't highlight there. So here we go. Oh, Jason Lizotte saying, I feel the same way over here in Boston. That sucks. I feel bad for you guys. I wish you could. I wish you didn't have to feel that way. I think it is kind of horrible. Amateur iconoclast said it was 1920 for Eugene Debs. Yes. Harding pardoned him in 1921. He commuted his sentence. He didn't get a pardon, though. So, actually, it's a little not exactly that way. Wrestler Town for $5. Thank you. Sent a sticker, looks like. And it didn't say what it looks like, but I'm hoping it was something like a cute otter or like a little puppy. So thank you. Yes, the DOJ filed a... Yeah, we're about to pull that up right now. Here we go. All right, so let's see what they're actually talking about tonight, because this is somewhat important. The Trump protective order. Because he's a real threat to America. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sure, Jack Smith and his team wrote this while they were menstruating in a bathroom somewhere. Oh, and by the way, I got my thing filed for Cyrax, so the request to permit immediate electronic access was filed, so there we go. So in the District Court of Columbia, the government's motion for protective orders. The government stands ready immediately upon the court's entry of protective order to provide a substantial amount of discovery to the defendant. Discovery that defense counsel stated at the initial appearance that they needed in order to abide by the court's order to propose a trial date and estimate the length of the case. Okay, well, all right. To allow the government to begin producing that discovery, it contains sensitive and confidential information. And they provided an order. The government moves for entry of the attached proposed order governing disclosure of discovery. So we need to just skip ahead because they're talking about issues here about the government. Okay. So they talk about his charges. They talk about going back and forth on the protective order, but nothing in here about what Trump has said so far. Okay. Well, they haven't done that yet. So it's not about that issue. And they're talking, oh, wait, we bring it up now. Okay. So they talk about the protective order. Such a restriction is particularly important in this case because the defendant has previously issued public statements on social media regarding witnesses, judges, attorneys, and others associated with legal matters pending against him. Isn't that funny? That kind of looks like what Keith Olbermann talked about. The witnesses, judges, and attorneys. Huh. That's interesting. And others with legal matters pending against him. Did he really say that? Is that what he said? I don't think that's what he said. The defendant has issued multiple posts. Which ones? Where are they? You said they're multiple. I mean, which ones? Multiple. It should be easy enough to pull up. Including the following, which he just posted hours ago. Yes. Trump is a crazy man. Oh, no. Oh, no. He's going to kill us all. No. Oh no, the orange man. And I made that orange. He's so bad. He's so bad. He just can't keep getting away with this. If the defendant were to begin posts using details, or for example, grand jury transcripts, oh my God, that is interesting. The government's giving all that up right meow. Grand jury transcripts right off the bat for this. Ooh, that'll be interesting. Either way, we have a right to know about it. You're doing this on our dime, supposedly defending us on the Electoral College and our temple of democracy. I want to know what the fuck's there. So let me know. It could have a harmful and chilling effect on the witnesses. I think we need to know who's snitching because that's important in America. You should know who the snitches are. And the fair administration of justice in this case. I always love it when the state talks about the fair administration of justice. Or when I've been at trial before and there's jury selection. And the state says, because the state also has the right to a fair trial. I object because you know why? Here's a neat thing. When the state says, the state has a right to a fair trial. I object to that. You know why? They don't. They don't have a right to a fair trial. There's only one person guaranteed a fair trial. That's the defendant. The founders could give two fucks less if it wasn't good for the state. Too fucking bad. Now, when I've done that prosecution, I'm in a place that hasn't had me do that lately. They're usually caught off guard. And the judges looked at me before like, are you fucking insane? And so do the prosecutors, so do the jurors till I stand up and say, only one side's entitled to it. That's the defense. Remember, the Sixth Amendment says the accused is entitled to a fair and impartial jury, not the state. Remember, the Constitution's telling you, be careful of the state. Be afraid of the state. The state's going to abuse you. And we know how they're going to abuse you, so we're giving them parameters right now of how they can abuse you. Stabby said, I read that as no genitals on the temple. Ken, yes, I understand they're referencing previous cases where he talked about the judges on the case in that sentence. Not the current case, my understanding. I understand, but still. Put it in there. You're telling me he did something, then you should be able to show it. Oh, he made a bunch of mean tweets. Show me. Tell me, show me them. Don't tell me about it. And that's the thing. When you hear about all the things going on out there, news reports, things like that. Oh, well, they said something happened. Okay. Did they see it happen or they confirmed it happened or somebody told them it happened? Right now, the government's saying, hey, we're telling you something happened. Well, why didn't, instead of you telling me about what happened, show me what happened? Well, and there's a reason why they don't show you what happened. It wouldn't be that hard. So. Let's get back to Jack and his team's these pressing menstruations. The outcome of a criminal trial is to be decided by impartial jurors. Yep. Who knows little is possible the case based upon material admitted in evidence before them in a court proceeding. Oh, I'm sure the DOJ and all the people involved, the people writing this protective order, have never tried to weasel shit in before as the state. I'm sure that's never happened. I mean, that certainly doesn't happen all the time in the cases I try. Well, I'd be lying if I didn't try to joke after that because they do it all the time. Extrajudicial comments or on the discussion of evidence which might never be admitted at trial obviously threaten to undermine this basic tenet. Yeah, because, we're not going to get leaks from the government. Oh, no, sirree. That would never happen. And they talk about taking care of this. And it's signed, respectfully submitted, Jack Smith, Special Counsel. Signed by Molly Gaston and Thomas P. Wyndham, Senior Assistant Special Counsels. I'm sure. Yes, I'm helping America by going after the orange man. I'm so proud of myself. I'm sure that they are the talk of all their wine parties and the wine and cheese parties they have. Good for them. Anyway, here's the proposed order. This hasn't been granted yet, and it's not being ordered. This is just them going through it. And this is, for example, when you have an order or when you file a motion, you almost always have to send an order along with it. Now, sometimes the order is going to be, upon cause and information shown, and then you leave it blank, and then the judge will write it in by hand, or sometimes you do it as a Word doc, and then they fill it in. If you are in a situation where you really want the court to go your way, you do the whole thing for them. You type it all the way out. You put in all the terms, all the conditions. If you want specific language in, you put it in the way you want it. Now, sometimes a court adopts it. I've also done that before, and a court goes like this, and they take out, you can see them, they take a pen out, and they go, right through that line. Nope, not doing that. And they'll scribble in something by hand every once in a while. Sometimes they adopt your order as proposed. No limits on possessed or public documents. Okay. Or records which the defendant came into possession by independent means, not through the discovery process. Okay. All materials are subject to the protective order. And we talked about this before, the way they want to handle it using the skiff and all the different material and intelligence restriction issues, which I think are absolute shit. The defendant and defense counsel should not disclose the materials or the contents directly to any person, entity, other than persons employed to assist in the defense or interviewed as potential witnesses or counsel for those witnesses and other people authorized by the court. Yeah, and this is where it starts clamping down for him. And to talk about the other authorized persons, they get through the sensitive materials here. These are all the things that they would actually need a clearance for. And that's where it gets a little bit ridiculous, and I still think it is bullshit the way the government's doing it. If they want to bring it to trial, all the documents are being forfeited. That's why I think when they have these trials in the Eastern District of Washington for people being charged with treason and leaking secrets, if that secret's so important, you want to reveal it in court, we all get to see it. So, they talk about the scope of the order. You can modify it, but you can only modify it through proper means. No waiver saying if they forget to mark something down as sensitive or confidential or requiring clearance, upon learning that it is something. So, like, Trump's team gets a document and they realize, oh my God, this should be top secret, but they didn't write it on there. You can't go running around saying like, haha, look. Nope, doesn't count. You can't do that. These don't count as rulings on discoverability or admissibility. And that's fair. That's just everybody agreeing this has no bearing on those issues. And the challenge of specific documents, you can raise particularized challenges by motion. So they are using this as an example of, oh my God, the orange man is so bad. He's so bad. So bad. The Mithril King says the government is allowed to leak. 100% true. 100% true. Robin Fox is a court reporter allowed in the skiff for SCI materials. Well, if they are doing something on the record, what will happen is generally, so for example, in any of these trials, you can go to like any of the trials for, and we'll probably go over it real quick. I know Future Conflict guys talked about it today. The 2 Chinese Americans who got busted for leaking secrets to the Chinese military about the USS Essex that they were stationed on. That will be tried, and it can be a public setting, but when they get to the classified material parts, the courts normally switch to in-camera process. Now, in-camera typically means the court reviews it on its own privately, confidentially. In a courtroom, because you're going to have a jury and all that, they just kick everybody out and just have the defense, the prosecution, the court reporter, the jury, and the judge. So I get what you're saying, and if they, anything like that, the court reporter would just be sitting in the courtroom, and everything's quietly done. So, Let's see here. Goalie says yes. Insert its attack on democracy here. Yes. Yes. Scam likely says dong and donger. Yes. Ken's counseling couch says the first time seeing a skiff was cool. Never before saw a room with hardcore combination lock on it and the way it was designed. Yeah. If you guys have you ever watched 13 Hours, when they initially get to the CIA annex and they're following their station chief around, and he walks into the room and they're like, they're mad at him because they have to stop and pull out their phone and shove it in the rack. That room is a skiff. It's a secure compartmentalized information facility. You cannot bring like cell phones in. If you bring in computers, they have to be cleared and set up in a certain way that they can't be used not according to rules and regulations. So like if you were like in the military and you brought a phone into a skiff, ooh, you're gonna have a bad day. If you are in a civilian job and you bring a phone into a skiff, you might get fired for that. If you're the president, though, well, you're the president. They'll say, Mr. President, you can't have your phone in here, and they'll take it out and put it away. Santa Law for Super Chat for $9.99. Thank you so much. It's saying, at what point does the American public recognize these cases are not about Trump, but about how the uniparty elites think we're all too dumb to vote? That's actually what's happening. No, I don't disagree with you. What I can tell you is I think because we're now seeing the Florida case, the Mar-a-Lago stuff, starting to kind of grind apart. And given what's been going on, given the way that these Mueller and now Jack Smith have been running things, I'm sure this case is going to fall apart too. You know, it sounds great because remember, this is an indictment. An indictment or a bill of particulars from the state is them laying out the best story they could muster. That was the most damning way they could paint things. They didn't give him any slack there. So just remember that. It's just like the presentation of a case. The prosecution's case should look really good. You should be like, damn, this guy's in trouble. And if you don't feel that way at the end of the day, well, that tells you a lot. And I think this case is really going to fall apart. It's going to be clear that it's bullshit because this won't get tried anytime soon. And it's going to stall out and stall out and stall out. And before the election, I think a lot of people are going to see this as a bullshit case. I don't disagree with you at all. And people are starting to realize that. Robin Fox says you can't bring anything into a place with a JWICS terminal. Yeah. There's a lot of things in the military and the government where if it's a computer system or there's something around, you cannot bring phones and unsecured electronic items in. So. Resto Town says you aren't allowed to bring any electronics into a skiff unless you're Armorosa. Yeah, I've heard that story too. It's hilarious. She did that. Robin Fox says because of the code word information, you need a site facility clearance in addition to your TSSCI words. Yes. Yeah, there's all kinds of rules. It's very interesting. If you guys ever want to learn about, read about security clearances and how that all works and having password clearance, and then how that whole process works is actually really, really neat. Every day. Says in Senegal, the leader of the opposition has been arrested and charged with insurrection. Yeah, well, things are getting a little sporty in West Africa. If you guys haven't been following along with that, it is Niger had a coup backed by the Russians and the Wagner Group, where they have routinely been operating. And half of West Africa is saying we like them, we like this change in governance, and the U.S.-led part of it is saying we don't, and we'll come fight you. So it'll be very interesting how that break shakes out. Sheriff Fox saying, can I not even bring my fleshlight into a skiff? Well, as long as it's not electronic, you probably could get away with that. I'm not sure how well that would go if you walk in there and, President Fox walks in there and sets down his big stack of papers and pulls out his, slightly moistened fleshlight out of his shirt, out of his suit pocket, and goes, thwack. And you could hear it just flop around. J-Rock says, I can't bring anything anywhere with his ass wallet. Thanks. Janet Morgan says, when I'm a jury, if they reveal the classified documents, they're on the hook because they get read in. You can't reveal classified information. No, you are governed by the rules on classified information as well. That's why if you notice in a lot of these trials, you never hear them talk about it. And then, for example, I can use another case of this. One of my law professors, really smart guy, Benjamin Davis, had been involved in some of the early, and actually throughout, the trials down at Guantanamo Bay. And he had a hookup into the program where if you could get out to Andrews Air Force Base, they would fly you down. And you just had to sign up and they approve it. And you could be down there, and obviously you'd have to bring your own clothes, and you're on your own for food and taking care of that stuff. But I mean, it's a base. It's got, you can do things down there at Guantanamo Bay. And you could go attend the trials that were going on. And I mean, those trials were very long because you can only do so much at a time with certain things. And I know people who went, in my, law students that went, and there were times where people got kicked out because they were, dealing with confidential materials, or because it was behind glass, they would shut off the speaker and they'd be presenting or talking about things that were top secret or compartmentalized information. So. Ken saying, I actually got our security department to allow me to bring a trackball mouse into the skiff, but it had to be new in box and it was never going to leave the skiff after that. It was totally worth it. Yes, I'm sure that was worth it just to see their reactions. Oh, Bella, we're going to talk about that in a second. I'll bring that up about Niger. Robin Fox is going to be like, why does the skiff smell like coom? That'd be great. Oh. DeSanto Law is saying, I have no developed opinion on it yet, as I need to read more. But are we blindly assuming the Niger insurrection is evil and unwarranted? Depends who you're asking. At this point, the U.S. State Department is saying this is an evil. These guys are bad. They're a threat to democracy, and they were supported by elements of the Russian government. So yes, the government's saying they're bad, which doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. But if you happen to be an NPC who's believing in the current thing, you're going to think this is what bad guys are doing. And we'll get to that in a second. Actually, since you guys are asking about it and it kind of came up, we'll talk about it. Let's see here. James, we'll bring that up in a second. J-Rock saying the venue in D.C. is screwed for Trump, also the D.C. Circuit of Appeals. Yeah, that's why I think it might go to Florida. I do think Robert Barnes is probably correct on that. I know sometimes he's not right, but I think that one is truly correct. Peter Spinney says the Secret Service has come hunting with black lights. That's great. You're going to pull a Nick Fuentes and check everywhere. Santa Law saying, well, in Niger, I started with the State Department in Russia. I'm already skeptical. Well, that's the thing. The State Department is saying this is bad. That doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. The fact that Wagner Group is involved isn't necessarily bad. The way it works over there, there's two routes you can go. If you want Western aid, well, you're going to have to democratize. You're going to have to allow elections. You're going to have to accept Western values. You're going to have to let NGOs come in, and they're going to have drag queen story hour. Obviously not that, but there are going to be things you don't like, probably. And then you're going to have to also abide by doing things U.S. government wants you to do. But in exchange, they'll give you money. They'll send special forces teams, and they'll do foreign internal defense and train up your guys. They'll do all kinds of stuff. But you're on the hook now. Wagner, and the Russians or the Chinese, on the other hand, have a different strategy. They walk in and say, hey, bro, you got a problem? I can help you. You got a copper mine or a gold mine over here, a uranium mine. You got some oil wells. You know what? Here's the deal. You give me those oil wells, you give me those mines. Sign here. I'll go take care of your problem. Now, keep in mind, they're also, by taking care of that problem, let's say you have an insurgency, they'll go ahead and take care of that for you. They'll go fight. They'll also help work with your troops, but they'll go take care of it. Now, yes, they might massacre a village here and there along the way and commit a war crime, but they get it done. They get it done quick and right, and it just costs you money. And then they leave you alone. That sounds a lot better to people. Some people, that sounds like a better deal. I don't have to bend my knee to the governments of the West. So, or the Chinese, who just make you sign your soul over and they give you infrastructure. So once again, there's multiple ways to go about it. Do I think the Russians doing it down there? Hey, you know what? It's a sphere of influence, and it's a kind of another front in this ongoing issue with Russia. So, we're now doing the West African theater. So we'll see where that goes. Motherfucker saying, should I go to the sentencing of the hearing guy stole my identity? Why not? You have the right to. If you are a victim, everybody has the right to go to hearings and sentencings anyway. But if you were a victim, yeah, especially if he caused you harm. Did he steal it, and did it cause you any problems? Did he ruin your credit? You have every right to do it. You have every right to go. Yeah, Robin Fox says World Bank financing. Do you want that aid or not? Yes, that is a special price for that. You have to believe that men are women and women are men. Samuel Williams says, what's a few dead villagers among friends? Yes. J-Rock says, better in a 20-year war. Yeah, but remember also some of those guys in Africa, I was a warlord for 20 years and I finally seized power. I don't want to give democracy anymore. Why would I want to do that? Then am I drinking Dylan juice? No, I'm drinking Bud Light still. Anyone see your super chat roll by? Hold on. If I missed it, hold on. I'll get to it. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it rolled by. Stabby for $5 saying, happy early birthday, Sean. Here's some shekels that I know won't go to a $1,000 an hour lawyer to defend you in a defamation case. Maybe I'll send a care pack too. Thanks. I understand that reference. Thank you. Yes. Oh, exactly. Yes, MJ. I'm drinking training fluid 100%. Yes, YouTube hates base super chats. That is a problem with YouTube. I do not like. So, all right. So I guess getting on to some, well, actually, this is kind of sad and somewhat pathetic here. This is in Arkansas, and the police respond and they shoot at a dog. Now, it's brace yourself for what happens, guys. They shoot at a dog, and it's so scary. It's the most intense thing ever. But yes, this is absolutely horrible. It's breathtaking, the bravery these officers display. I don't know how they made it out alive, but we shall see it. And interesting enough, finally, it's Arkansas police, and they aren't pitting somebody into the wall at 100 miles an hour. I got to back this out and use a sound booster just so you guys have a chance. It's going to be a little loud, guys, but we're going to...
Huh? Nah, she not. Nah. No, she ain't. She got some dogs in there too somewhere. Get it, hey. That's close, buddy. Yeah. Bunch of dogs in the house. Get back! Get your dog! I'll kill him! Get your dog! You better get that! Get your dog! I'll kill him!
Now, notice he didn't shoot a dog there. That was a warning shot. And the police admit that was a warning shot. You're not allowed to do those. If you're using deadly force, you have to use deadly force. But apparently it's okay if you're a police officer. Just saying. Just saying. But it keeps going from here. And guys, no, this is not the ATF. These are just some good old boy sheriff's deputies.
Better get how? Get back! You better get back! I'll kill it!
And here we go. Here's the best part.
Get back! Get back!
Yes, if you guys saw that, we'll try to freeze that again.
Get back! I'll kill it! Get back! Get back!
If you saw that, that was a Pomeranian. Yes, a Pomeranian. A true man-eating evil dog.
Get back!
Now, if you guys notice, surprisingly, he didn't hit the dog. Because we learned that very quickly.
Back. I shot who?
Get in here. Get in here.
He shot the lady at the door. So he missed. If you guys happen to notice here, this is all stone. And guess what happens when you shoot a bullet at a stone? It ricochets. Or he straight up just shot at her. I don't know. It's not 100% clear.
I didn't shoot her.
Yes, you did. This is who you called, Tina. Oh my God! Call it. He shot my head. God!
I didn't shoot her. I shot the dog.
Let me see what. Jimmy! He shot me. Where? Right here. He shot me.
Where?
You like? Oh no, like I just got a back surgery. I think a dog scratched you.
The dog. I didn't shoot her. I shot the dog.
I felt it hit me. Listen, calm down,
Listen.
Tina.
Calm down. Get a little scratch on your leg. You have to get up.
Don't worry, we actually have pictures of the injury. It's not a scratch.
You want me to help you get up?
No, I'm scared of y'all.
Don't be scared of me.
You get off my property.
I didn't shoot you. I shot
You
the dog.
shot me.
Your dog tried to attack me. I shot the dog.
You're
I got
Yes, the dog tried to attack you, the Pomeranian. Dog who weighs maybe 8 pounds, if that.
everything on camera.
trying to attack.
I got everything on camera.
Yes, you did. You got everything on camera, dude. Oh, yes, you did.
Good, because you're gonna need it.
Yeah, we are.
Leave me in.
I'm help you. I'm help you
I'll
up.
call the ambulance.
Send the ambulance this way.
He shot me.
They're like a dog, guys. They're like.
No dog didn't get me.
I didn't shoot you.
You're
I shot at the dog.
why you hit me, you dumb.
I didn't shoot at you. Control your dog. We come out here. Hey, go ahead and call Donnie.
Now, I will give the officer credit. He doesn't shut his body cam off or mute it.
Hey, come on out, man. I shot at that dog, and the lady said I shot her in the leg, but I think the dog scratched her.
And that's him talking to his boss. So yes, I think the dog scratched her. Well, you know, we're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at that. What's the dog scratch looking like? So, yes, this yes, a lawsuit got filed, and this just got released, but this is happened back in August of 2022, and yes, that's her wound. Does that look like a dog scratch to you? Does that look like a dog bite? Does that look like no big deal? Does that look like no big deal? I mean, that looks like a bullet wound to me. So, yes, and in the meantime, he shot at a dog. Okay, let's just say he did. Let's just say he did shoot at the dog. We go back to this. Let's say he shot at the dog. This dog right here coming out. When he shoots, what's right behind him? A bunch of people, including a police officer, his buddy. So he still pulls out his pistol and shoots. I mean, holy cow, if he had shot the other cop, I can only imagine they would have started shooting at everybody and panicked. But going back to this, yes, that looks like a Pomeranian bite. NBC says, why, Sean? Why? I don't know. Scam likely says the fluffy fur was scary. Yes. Yes, the dog went, ah, woo! And he go, oh, I'm so scared. I saw somebody here, they said something really bad, but that was great. Yes, somebody says a pretty big whoopsie. Yeah, this is the big oopsie poopsie. Big old oopsie poopsie. Yes, tell the woman to calm down. Yes, yes, Uri Day says, yes, it's a Pomeranian mix. I'm sure that's what the officer wrote in his report. He thought it looked like a pit bull coming at him. Yes, and that's the funny thing. You know, when police do shoot dogs, I always think about it. Mailmen have figured out how to not get hurt. with dogs around all the time. They don't even carry pepper spray or a gun, and they figure it out. So why can't police? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Joe Smo says the Pomeranian was named Eric Bowrin. Robert Lawrence says they find the bullet in her leg. Yes, they did. The bullet was in her leg. Apparently, she claims if you in the story here, which some of this is weird. Where does she say it? That she's she had a bunch of hospital stuff, but she says the bullet's still in her leg somewhere. Where is it? Yeah, she sells the bullet lodged in her shin, so it's stuck against her. Is that tibia? Yeah, tibia. Right. Oh, tibia. The tibula and fibula. Yeah, the tibula and which one is the front one? Is it the tibia or the fibula? I forget. Which one's the one you're like shin bone? Your big one. Is it the tibula? I don't know. Whatever. Whatever. I got the correct bone. Oh. There's only one bone that's the correct bone. Just saying. Cave Johnson said was the rescue. Was it a dog rescue from Michael Vick? Oh. Oh no. No. Eric Fulham says, I got the shin dent now. Yes. Why were they there? I actually don't know, but the lawsuit is here. We can look at it. I'm going to try to pull it up real quick. So let's see here if we can bring it up. Let's see. Actually, it doesn't state why. It doesn't state why. It just says they were there, which either way, they have the right to come up to your home and knock on the door. So that part wasn't an issue. So yeah, why were they there? I don't know. I don't know. No, you guys are correcting me on my anatomy there. Okay. JC Adult says, I got the correct bone. As a t-shirt. That'd be really good. Eric says they were there because of the dog. Yeah. Yeah. So yes, that's going to be a great one. That's an easy 1983 lawsuit. You know, they have, that's a seizure. They seized her with that force under the Fourth Amendment. That's also, that's excessive force. Yeah, that's going to be great. And those claims are probably going to go forward very, very well. Stabby says that Pomeranian must have had warrants. Yes. There's some other comments to get to, though. Barton Bella says Niger is uranium. Yes, it does. I forgot to get to that. Chadwick Myers says, I wouldn't submit to you because you have not studied your Agrippa. Thank you. DeSanto Law was saying, who's Petro Poroshenko? Anyone who can't answer that should probably not talk about Ukraine. Yes, if you guys don't know who Poroshenko was, he was Zelensky's predecessor. And he was there from the beginning in 2014 through to 2019. And depending if you ask Ukraine, people like him, people kind of don't like him. Like some people think he kind of still was a sellout. So, yes. Yes, mostly Gluten says, who gave Barney Fife more than one bullet? Yes. That warning shot is the worst to me because where'd that go? What did he shoot into or towards? I mean, it's night. Does he know what's around him? That's why you guys don't do warning shots. Can I say your porn screen is reflecting off your glasses? You should probably minimize that window. Funny. You are a funny guy. I mean, if you want to, we can bring it up, but yes, it was an assault Pomeranian. Some dude saying your camera's out of focus. Lol. Is it out of focus? That's weird. And oh, there goes. There go the earmuffs. So D-What says Glock check, get wrecked. Yes, I wish I could do a Glock check right now. I mean, I can do the TLR1 light off of my Glock, but I can't bring the Glock up. Although I did this before and they didn't get mad. I can do an 80% lower check. 80% lower check. You can also do a definitely not a 30-round magazine. This is only a 29-round magazine check. So you do a lot of checks, just not that. Zero Fuck says Boogie is from Arkansas, did a warning shot too. Yes, he did. And he did it like in a well-populated neighborhood, like a fucking idiot. And I wish that all happened before I started this channel, and he got sentenced before I started this channel. So I wonder, he's on a deferred prosecution agreement. As long as he complies with the terms, it'll get dismissed. So it'll be interesting to see what happens going forward for him. So what is Ken saying it's Boogie 1488? You get it right. Yeah. Yes, and for Boogie, it was in a school zone. Yes, he was very close to a school, but it was in a well-populated area. It was like a subdivision, so that was even worse. Stabby says there's an RPG behind me. Yes, there is, but I'm not touching it, so I'm not touching it, so I can stay there. Oh. And then finally, I guess we can move on to the thing here that I thought was actually pretty hilarious. And that was if you guys have issues in your life and you think you need help sorting them out, the very likely answer is not to call the police. Is somebody dying, or is there a bad guy trying to kill somebody? Sure. Do you have a family member who's got a mental health issue and they just won't calm down? Is it good to call the police? Probably not, because they're not mental health counselors. If you're having an issue with your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or girlfriend, is it a good idea to call the police? No. They're not Dr. Phil. They're not Dr. Drew. They're not relationship counselors. So, actually, Peyton's saying, is the RPG for fireworks? No, I plan on reactivating that and loading it up with black powder charges and, what dummy rockets in it for now. Dummy rockets. But do not use the police to fix your personal problems, because it won't end well. Because remember, at the end of the day, the police only have a couple of tools: a gun, a set of handcuffs, and a taser. And not all of them carry tasers, so a lot of them just have two options: a gun or handcuffs to fix a problem. And this lady here we're going to watch, she causes a problem. Oh. So this is the police showing up. This is from you look at the body cam date. It's from March, but this just got really big in the past day or two. And I think it's It's really dangerous what happens here, and you guys will see why very quickly. This could have gone far worse, and it's all for stupidity.
We just want to make sure everything's okay. All right, so we just got to check on everyone. Okay. Well, how would you know we're knocking on the door?
So this lady, she called 911 from her phone, and the police showed up, and they're calling back on the number, and they say, "We want to talk to you."
We're not leaving. Come to the door.
And
Open the door.
she tries to tell the police everything's fine. You guys can go away. Well, they can't do that because 911 is called, and they have the fear something's happening.
What's going on?
I have to go to work. No, I have to go to work.
Okay.
I'm not willing to be late for work.
Okay, what's going on?
I have to. Nothing.
Not gonna lie, just
Nothing. I have to go to work. I don't even know why you guys are here.
look at her face. I think part of her work involves using methamphetamine. Just saying, just based on how she looks.
Get away from me, please. You're making me feel. I want the chief of police here.
Okay.
Whoever.
You called the police, and now you're uncomfortable. They're here. Yeah, that's not fair. This doesn't work that way.
The supervisors I want here.
Okay, he's coming.
Okay, I have to go to work. I don't have time for this, sir. I have to go to work.
So you called them.
No, I didn't. I don't know who called you.
Okay.
I did
What's
call
your-
you.
What's your phone number? Start with that.
603-85. I'm
So-
from New Hampshire. Well, I'm from Massachusetts originally.
Okay, so who's in the apartment with you?
Me?
Okay, who else?
Me?
Is there someone else?
I have to get ready, sir.
Okay.
I have to go to work. I have to go to work.
We got a call.
Hello?
Hi.
Oh,
Okay, so that's
Ah! I love that part. That's not my phone number. Oh, hello? Dumb fuck.
the number that called 911.
I actually have two different numbers on
That's
my
the
phone.
number that called 911.
Oh, you're right. It
So
was.
they need to-
She's got two different numbers. I'm sure she does.
Okay.
so that's why we're here.
I have to go to work, y'all. I have to go to work.
So that's
I have to go to work. I have to go to work. I'm not talking to you. I'm not speaking to you. I have to go to work.
Who else is inside?
I have to go to work. You guys are going to cause me to lose my job. Please let me go to work.
Try and help.
There's no one inside. Please let me go home. Please. I have to go to work. I have to go to work, sir.
What the fuck are you doing?
Oh my God, stop.
Get the fuck.
Yeah. So, yeah, as she starts panicking and screaming.
I have to go to work, sir.
Yeah. All she hears is his girlfriend screaming. And guess what happens? He comes running out.
What are you doing?
And he
God, stop.
he comes out, throwing him up like, I'm ready to fight. And here's the thing, though. He didn't necessarily know what was going on. He just knows she went outside in the hallway, and now she's screaming at people. He heard her knock on the door. She went outside to deal with it. Now she's screaming. I mean, to be fair, I think a lot of us would do that if our significant other was out there. But that's where it gets a little scary. Yeah, Stabby's right. This dude's lucky he wasn't a Pomeranian. For sure. Yes, James. Very, very apropos. His hands are up, therefore you cannot shoot. But it keeps going from here.
Get the fuck away from her.
And
Get the fuck away from her. Get on the ground. Get on the ground.
My baby's in there. My baby's in there. No,
All right.
sir. I'm sorry. Guys, please.
stop.
I'm not doing anything. Guys, baby, please.
I'm not doing anything. Just not you put the handcuffs on. Like, I understand, like, you've caused a problem here and the police are trying to arrest you. Remember, guys, when the cops say you're under arrest and they're trying to put handcuffs on you, when this is that free legal advice part. When the cops put handcuffs on you, That's it. The game is now changed. You are no longer on your terms anymore. So, Stabby says they went to the taser pretty quick. Yes, but I think they would have a very reasonable excuse that saying we basically had a guy jump out of nowhere at us and was not compliant, so we tased him. So, and Ruth, why are they being arrested? Well, at this point, they were told nobody's there. All of a sudden, the whole scene just exploded. These cops are going to say we secured these people for the safety of the scene, and a court is pretty much going to back them up on that, because even if you don't like this, literally that guy came out of nowhere, and those cops are, going to do that. So, but yes, this is yes. These guys are being held. The cops have a right to at that point. There's now new people jumping out of nowhere, posing threats, wanting to fight. Now, obviously, this guy probably didn't know they were cops, but now they just know there's people there who want to be aggressive. So, yeah, but it only gets better from here. Only gets better from here.
He's in the bathroom, guys, in the bathroom. Please go get No one,
I didn't do anything. I thought you guys were hurting my wife. I didn't do anything.
Officer! I can't breathe! He just tased my boyfriend for no reason!
You need to calm down.
I can't breathe. No!
You're gonna go out.
I can't!
Let's go
I
outside.
know!
Part of the reason why I love this video is just her voice. It is so awesome.
Oh my god! I can't believe this!
I gotta adjust this cuff too before. Okay, hold on. I just tighten down when she was pulling.
I lose my apartment!
No, you are
Fuck
yelling.
you! Fuck you!
They're arguing in the police car. I didn't do anything.
Brandon, your first name, right?
Yes,
Brandon,
sir.
all we had to do was talk about that, right?
Okay.
That's all we wanted to do when we came here.
Yeah, you guys want to talk with her, but then she's screaming like she's being beat to death. So I'm not really upset that he came out wanting to fight.
Can we sit you up?
Can you take the taser out of my leg,
Yeah,
please?
we want to sit you up though, so you're not laying on it, okay?
Guys, I didn't do anything wrong.
But
You came out tense up at us, man. You can't be doing that.
Come out with your fist
I
ready
didn't
to
leave
go.
my apartment. I did not leave my apartment.
You did, but you can't come out trying to fight us.
He just lost his job.
All right.
He just lost his job. I can't afford to lose my job. Please help me. Please. Please. Guys. Please. Please. I'm gonna lose my job.
Have a seat in here.
I'm gonna lose my job. Please don't. Please, I'm not gonna run. Why would you guys handcuff me? I wasn't running.
Okay, listen. You called 911. Just listen, all right? All right.
I called 911 because he was being a douchebag. I was just trying to threaten him with the fucking cops.
Okay, that's
That was
inappropriate.
it.
First of all, right?
Oh. Do not talk to the cops, especially when you're under arrest. Do not talk to the cops. I mean, literally. She just admitted she called the police just like this is like a 3-year-old. You're trying to scare him at Christmas. Oh, I'm calling Santa right now. You better be good. I'm talking to Santa on the phone. You better listen to me. Don't be a bad boy. That's what she literally just did to her boyfriend. She literally just fucking did that. He was being an asshole, so I said, I'm threatening to call the police. I'll tell 911. I'll show you. I don't recommend you do that either. Do not misuse 911 because that's usually a crime in most states. Yes, Jacob saying, me, surely I could talk to the cops. No, not even you. Oh. Yes, I call myself to tell myself to shut up. Yes, I call myself because I'm Santa. Joe Smo says, holy crap, Sean's talking to Santa, guys. Yes. Just this fucking stupidity, this woman. Now she's digging the hole deeper. And think about that. If one of those cops had shot him, they probably would get a justified shoot, maybe. And it definitely probably be supported by qualified immunity. She was fucking with him and almost got him in serious, like, peril. Think about how fucked up that is for this woman to do that. That is just awful. What a bitch. What a dumb bitch.
I understand that, but
Okay.
he wasn't doing anything, and I wasn't doing anything.
Okay, you got every police officer over here because we thought someone was being murdered, beat up, and
No, I'm fine. You guys did all of
And when
this.
we
He
show up-
thought that you were hurting me. Of course he came out here to help me. He thought you guys were hurting me.
okay, you called
You
911.
just tased him.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing anything.
Okay, she can go in the car.
No, please. I have to
Put
go
your
to...
legs inside.
Sir, I have
Put
to
your
go to...
legs inside.
I'm
the vehicle.
trying to talk to you like a normal
Put your
person.
legs inside the vehicle.
Please talk to me.
No, put your legs inside the vehicle right now.
Can you please talk to me?
No, put your legs
Can you
inside.
put the window down?
We can roll the window
Can
down.
I please be in the know? I want to know what's happening.
All right.
Guys, please. I have to work. I'm under arrest.
Yep.
You're under arrest for obstructing an officer. First of all,
I'm going to jail.
no, you're not going to jail. You're under arrest.
Yes, you're going to get arrested for calling a fake 911, lying to the police about, oh, there's nobody else inside, and then getting in the way of the arrest, and then resisting arrest. Yes, imagine that. You're going to get charged with all those. This gets better, though, guys.
Arrest right now.
I have to work at noon, guys. I can't afford to lose my job.
I'm sorry. You shouldn't have called 911. And
Honey, I'm sure that I'm sure if you make decisions like calling 911 to scare your boyfriend, I'm sure you're probably not doing a good job at your place of employment. I don't think they missed you.
I didn't do anything, sir.
yes, you did.
So I'm going to lose the work at noon. Please.
Put your leg in.
Put your leg in, or you will go to jail. Put your leg in the car. No, you're going.
Okay,
No, I'm not. Put your leg in.
down, please.
Put your leg in the car.
Please put the window down a little
Put
bit.
your leg in.
I just love the fact it's like a 30-second tit stream. It's like we're on Twitch, guys. For $50, I'll roll it back another 30 seconds.
The car.
It's just a little bit.
That was weird.
How you doing, Officer Bird?
I'm okay.
Nice to see you.
I'm gonna take care of you here, buddy.
I hope there's not going to be anything stupid from this. Nobody's hurt. I don't feel like I'm not going to make paperwork out of it. So if you need needle nose, I have needle nose in the cabinet.
I'll put the window down a little bit. Stop yelling.
Talk to me. I need to know what's going on, please, sir.
You're being arrested for 1, disorderly conduct. 2, resisting an officer.
I wasn't
3,
resisting, sir. I have to go to work at noon. Please.
that is resisting an officer.
Sir, I have to go to work at noon.
And 3, for obstructing an officer by filing a false police report, which caused us.
Hey, he wasn't. I called the police because he was yelling.
Okay, you told me that you just made that up.
No, I told you he was
That
yelling.
he was being
so
a
I called the
douchebag.
cops.
Yeah,
Sir, I can't afford to lose my job.
I'm sorry about that.
So do I have to go down to the station?
You're gonna come down to the station right now, yeah.
Please, can you bring me back now? I'm trying to be back before work, please.
No,
So is she going to be held?
We don't know you.
you just screamed in my face.
I'm sorry. I have a baby I have to take care of.
Where's your baby right now?
In there.
In there?
Yes, sir. I have to go to work.
Okay.
Please, I have to go to work, please.
So
Yes, I'm sure she makes the best motherly decisions if she's doing all this.
who's gonna watch the baby?
I'll call out. I'll call out. I just have to be there for my baby. Please don't take him away from me.
All right, we're not gonna take your baby, but we gotta find somebody for him right now. We have to go through what just happened right here, and
Sure.
we're gonna go do that at the police department.
Okay, well, can we go now? I have to work.
You want to call them and just let them know you're gonna be late?
I can't. I'm the one that opens.
Well, I'm sorry, but that's not.
going to happen right at this exact moment. So.
Okay, well, yeah, can I please call them? I have everything's in my phone.
Okay. Well, we'll have to go get that in a second here.
Sir, what's going on with my boyfriend?
I don't know. I'm out here talking to you. Do you think I know?
Okay, your decisions got you here. My decision, I didn't do anything besides try getting her to calm down and cook her breakfast this morning. I didn't do anything besides cook bacon and sausages for us.
What part of cooking has you stepping through a doorway with your fist raised up?
Okay, officer. He's talking about what happened before you guys showed up. Jesus Christ. It's like you can't follow a fucking conversation. Officer, what happens if you didn't eat breakfast yesterday? How would you feel? Fuck.
We have to work through what happened to make sure that nothing else happened. All right? And we're not going to rush this because you're on a time schedule.
Sir, please. Nothing happened. He was yelling and I called the cops and that is it.
Okay. You were screaming that
you guys just look
that
for
we need to get there.
reason to arrest me. I don't get it.
I don't even know.
They didn't have to look that hard. You gave them a great reason. Caldwell's saying, where in Wisconsin? Marshfield, Wisconsin, if you read the badges, the patches. They're giving, you're looking for a reason. It's like, no, you admitted to calling 911 and abusing it and calling it falsely. I don't know how much more they have to, they didn't have to look that hard because you showed them what you did.
Know who you are.
I'm not telling you.
Okay, well then that's another reason we're not going to let you go then. She said that her boyfriend was being a douchebag and that she wanted him to get scared.
Yep. I love that Wisconsin actually. He's being a douchebag.
That's basically what he said.
Obstructing, disorderly conduct, and resisting, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So when she started screaming like she's being right now, he came to the door like
we were hurting.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were hurting her.
Fist up, ready to go.
Does he need to go to jail over this?
I will give them credit. They actually are being understanding of the situation and not just being complete fucking assholes. Like, they gotta yank that guy and take him to jail. But they're understanding, like, look, this guy thinks we did something wrong. And, like, they understand it. They're, like, kind of like, okay, this kind of makes sense. They're not being complete dickheads. Which is rare.
There's a baby in the room in there?
Yep.
Okay, so if he's rational and capable, let's leave him there based on the circumstances.
Okay. Are you going to stay calm?
Yes, I promise.
Okay.
She
I
feels like
need
going to
you.
work.
I need you to stay calm and cooperative at this point. All right. I'm going to have Officer Fox unhandcuff you so you can tend to your baby.
Okay. What is your name?
Sir, I'm not yet.
Okay. If you don't tell them your name, you don't have to. I mean, you have the right to remain silent, okay? But if you're going to tell them a name, do not tell them a fake name.
Please, I have to go to work.
Okay, what is your name?
I have to go to work.
I'm asking you what your name is
Why?
so I can address you.
Shakira.
Okay, is that your name?
Shakira. You can call me Shakira.
Shakira what?
Shakira Flabbergasted.
Shakira Flabbergasted.
Now, to be fair, I think it's clear that she's not, and I think given the way she responded here, I think a reasonable person and even on a jury can infer she's not intentionally giving out a bullshit name to deceive the police, and that it's clearly her being a smartass. Now, she could still get charged with it because all it takes is a cop to say, well, yeah, that's what she told me her name was. Seriously. But that's, you can tell. But yes, Miss Flabbergasted is not having a good day.
Okay. Do you have any mental illnesses that I need to be concerned about?
Just bring me to the fucking police station. Or can someone let me call my work, please?
Not at this time.
I cannot afford to lose my job, please. Please. Can I please call my work?
Not at this time. I told you that.
Why?
Because you're under arrest.
Sir, can you call them for me? All you have to do is go in my phone.
I don't have your phone with you.
And I wasn't lying earlier. I have two different numbers on one phone. I have an eSIM card and a regular SIM card. I was not lying to you guys. I'm gonna lose my job.
I don't know what to tell you.
Sir, please just
No, your actions are way inappropriate, and your neighbors don't have to put up with this.
Sir, I just want to make sure I don't lose my job.
I don't know what to tell you. I will call them.
Why would you tase him? He wasn't doing anything wrong. You guys are so fucking trigger happy. It's ridiculous. I'll call.
Trigger happy to a 911 call where nobody's answering. They think somebody might be getting killed or beaten. Yes. Normally, I don't support the police, but like this one, I'm kind of like, well, you kind of set them up. And if you made them think something bad's happening, guess what? They're going to treat it like it's a bad thing happening.
Cops deserve to get shot.
Okay. You know, Zero Fox, you're right. Yes. This is 100% correct. She self-swatted. Yes. She self-swatted. Yeah. And yes, JC's right. Yes. The police calling your job is really going to help. Yes. Hello, sir. Yeah. I'm with the police department. Yeah. Do you know Shakira? Yeah. She ain't coming in today. A lot of places are going to be like, tell her don't bother coming in anymore. So not sure it would help you.
Okay.
Fucking tease my fucking husband? What the fuck kind of shit is that? There's fucking 6 of you. You guys gonna bum rush them, you fucking loser? Bring me to the hospital.
For what?
Bring me to the hospital.
For what?
Bring me to the hospital. I want to kill myself, and I feel like I want to kill myself. Bring me to the hospital.
Okay. Duly noted.
Bring me to the hospital. I want to kill myself. I'm having thoughts of. Bring me to the hospital. Bring me to the hospital.
I love how they bleep out "kill myself" and "suicide." Now, to be fair, that may not always go the way you want. Big thing you need to be careful about when you start claiming self-harm. They may not take you to the hospital, but if you're at the jail, they will put you in the suicide smock, which is this big, like it looks like a smock when you were little kids. You'd wear a big shirt over things when you're painting, except it's Velcroed and it's made of like a fire blanket, so you can't rip it and use it to hurt yourself. And jails are not generally like, they're very cold. You know, the AC is running, it's cold floors, concrete everywhere. So, yeah, I'm not sure you're going to want to sit in a suicide gown at the jail because you just told them you want to hurt yourself, because they may have to treat you that way. So just think about that before you start telling them you're going to hurt yourself.
Hospital, I'm having thoughts of suicide. I want to kill myself. I'd like to talk to an officer.
Okay. What would you like to talk about?
I would like to go to the hospital. I'm feeling.
We're not going to take you to the hospital because you're going to go to jail. So.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, what is he doing then?
We're still working through that, but.
Wait, why am I going to jail?
I told you that already.
Can I just get bailed out?
No.
Wait, I'm going to jail for
Yeah.
real? Wait, why? I'm going to sleep in a prison? Sir,
Okay.
why am I getting arrested?
For disorderly conduct, obstructing an officer.
He's not getting arrested?
We may arrest them too, yeah. But
So what about my baby?
we'll take care of the baby.
Oh my God, you're going to take my baby?
I'm not going to take your baby.
CPS coming to get my baby?
Did I say that?
Wow, it's almost like she's realizing there's consequences to her actions.
No, I did not say that at all. Okay.
Why can't I just get bailed out?
Because in
Oh my God, please, sir, please, no, please.
I'll be 1095
Sir,
to the PD.
please.
Beginning is.
This is how I imagine Jack Smith and the whole Trump prosecution team sounding when they saw his Truth Social tweet today. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
74990. 74990.
Oh,
I don't have a
God.
name for you
What's
right now.
going on with my baby? Is he getting arrested? Sir, why am I getting arrested?
Because you created a giant disturbance here.
I didn't do anything. I didn't know that I was resisting. I was just trying to see if he was okay. Sir, please don't do this. I will swear to God, I will stop from here on out, guys. Please. Please.
I stop. I promise I won't call 911 anymore for fake things. I get maybe like having a 5-year-old who's calling 911, or when you become a little kid and you learn about the whole existence of 911, how to use a phone. But lady, you're like 30 years old and you're like, I promise I won't abuse 911 anymore to settle disputes with my boyfriend. Holy shit. Holy shit. Just so retarded. Also, yes, she has incriminated herself again and again and again, and this is more incrimination. But I'm sure trying to tell her to not talk to the police would just get her to scream at me, so.
No part of your actions have
Sir,
caused me to believe
I'm
you.
trying to talk to you like a normal person right now, sir. Please.
Okay. You have not identified yourself yet either.
My birthday is 10. My social security number is. Please, sir, don't arrest me, please. I guess I'm already arrested.
You are arrested, yes.
I only.
At least she understands that part. Please don't arrest me. Oh, wait. I guess I already am arrested.
Because I was trying to scare him into not yelling at me anymore. I was wrong. That was wrong. I was wrong. That was illegal. I'm sorry.
Please don't keep admitting to this. Jeez Louise.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm the one getting arrested.
Because of your behaviors after it.
No. Sir, please don't arrest me.
You are arrested right now.
Okay, well, please don't let me stay over the night. I promise my actions will change.
I'm not seeing a significant change in your behavior, but
okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop. I'm sorry.
Just take a couple breaths. We'll talk. Hey, just take it.
No, I don't.
You're not listening. Take a couple breaths, and we'll talk when we're at the PD. Just breathe for a couple minutes. That's all I'm asking you to do. Okay, we're gonna step out of the car. We're gonna go in my booking area, and you're gonna have a seat. All right.
Officer, I really don't want. Please, I know I don't have a choice, but guys, I didn't know that I was resisting arrest.
Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That was great. Roll that beautiful bean footage, everybody. Drive me closer. Let's say I've seen you here a couple times a night so far. If you're new, thanks for stopping by, saying please let her try to run. That would be hilarious. Jacob Castro, yes, it's totally not her first time in jail. Yes. Oh my gosh, there was some great Charlie 18 says they look like juggalos. Possibly. Possibly. You know, I could see them going whoop whoop. Family. I could see that happening. Yes, Toto Vader's like, there's no one else inside. That could be considered obstruction in some states. And Darcy says, oh my God, that voice. Yes. Joe Schmo says, how much to show a hotter woman getting arrested? I don't know. Start super chatting and you'll find out. And JC says, anyone found her OnlyFans? Oh. Drive Me Closer says, it's not how until she starts claiming he hit her to try to get out of it. Oh, I'm sure she's going to make that comment later when she talks to like her attorney or public defender, but that she's already said that hasn't happened multiple times. You know, that cake's baked already. She's toast. Yes, Robin Fox is a great. Yes, I did the illegal. Let me go. Oh, Chadwick Meyer says she's prime Ohio dating material. Hey, now. Mufahan says, I already claimed her. I can fix her. Are you sure about that? Because that's going to be a lot of work. Carla Barrick says a hater for what reason? Making fun of juggalos? Come on. No, the juggalos are fine. There's actually I think it's still on Vimeo, maybe. Might be here on YouTube. There's actually a pretty decent documentary done at one of the gatherings. It was called American Juggalo. And yeah, you get to see it and it shows them at the gathering. And yeah, they like to party and stuff. But yeah, generally they're relatively harmless. Just pretty much like most people. Benjamin Ben says, would you have Crip Daddy on the show? I'm not sure who you're referring to as Crip Daddy, but sure, that might be an option. It should be down below, but I have an email you can get a hold of me at. William says, cakes, toast. Am I hungry? Gee, I don't know. What made you guess? Okay, yes. Officer, stop. I have a dyslexic. Yes, Aaron saying, why, yes, officer. I did send those chats. May I go home now? The amateur iconoclast saying the Juggalos were the first to challenge Cali's lockdowns. That's interesting. I didn't know that, but hey, good for them. Good on them. Try Me Closer says, oh, he saw the documentary. Yeah, they came off as being, I wouldn't say oddly wholesome. They were actually fairly pretty wholesome. Just they like to drink and party and do some drugs. It's like, okay, well, maybe not that part. And Stebby says, yes, wait, you're fat. Yes, I know. It's hard to believe. Yes, Stabby says, I don't see weight. And then Polka T says, where's your hat? I don't know which hat. I'm a man of many hats. So, oh, wow. It is almost 3 o'clock. Wow, we've been going for a while. Okay, yes, Toto Vader is right. Yes, the Juggalos were also the first to challenge magnetism. Yeah. And James Hunsinger says, he thought it was Newsom's the first to challenge the COVID mandates. Yes, he did at the French kitchen or the French Laundry. Ken's transing couch. Oh, wow. You're a man of many couches, Ken. Says, I don't see weight. I just see 128 plus genders. Angus saying the Pac-12 is officially dead today. Yeah, I'm going to have to check up on that and see what the status is, because that'd be very interesting to talk about. Samaj saying, what was the Hasan thing you were going to talk about earlier in the stream? Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, we need to go over that. Yes. If you guys are familiar with him, his uncle, Cenk Uygur of the Young Turks. So, yes, he is a socialist who happens to live in LA and has $3 million home, which apparently is okay under socialism. But, we don't get to talk. We don't. But it's okay. Socialism is when apparently people can afford really expensive things. No, the thing happened with Son and Ethan Klein. No, that's probably just a bunch of AIDS bouncing around. No, this is just all Hasan being Hasan. So no, this is just some cringe shit, and I think it's bullshit. And it's also funny when he starts ranting because some of it's not matching up. So if you guys don't know, that's Hasan down here in the corner. And yes, he streams and talks about socialism. People give him money, and then he buys really expensive shit. So,
and his whole kiosk was ransacked. All the ships were broken and pulled apart. Things were taken off of it. And he was saying that he was injured because he was trying to stop the kids. and they hit his head, his neck, his back. The gentleman is in his 60s. He was talking to EMTs that were there and talking to the police that were there, giving them a report of what happened. But, a totally just innocent victim in all this, that he was just doing his job, going about his day, and his business got ransacked there. But from where we are here, it does that the officer circumventing them in that sense. And from my perspective, that's...
I fucking despise local media, dude. There you go. There is no better representation of how dog...
Yes, I despise local media. Yes, instead, you should trust major media outlets or, consolidated things like my uncle or me. Don't trust what you see from your local reporters. They're assholes. Don't trust local media. Trust corporate media. That's great, Hasan. That's great.
Dog water local media is, and how much they exacerbate like narratives that you see on Fox News.
We're talking about Fox News. If you guys don't happen to notice, we're watching CBS News out of New York. So this isn't exactly Fox News. But a riot happened and a guy had his store fucked with. And apparently, yes, that's just bad. We're focusing on the bad. Well, I mean, did like the rioters get a cat out of a tree or help an old lady across the street or save somebody? I mean, if they didn't, you kind of have to focus on what you got.
Role they play in the boomer reactionary pipeline. Local media talking about $3 worth of fucking Doritos. Like, there was a bank run or some shit. Like, also want to fucking make it seem like, this is a riot that was completely out of control.
I mean, yes, that guy was probably a lot more than $3. Just saying, buddy. And, yeah, I'm going to love that when eventually something happens to your house. Be like, it's just okay. You got insurance. No big deal, brother. But yes, the idea it's a riot, acting like it's out of control. Riots are never in control. At least, just saying. I don't know how that works. I don't know how you can have an in-control riot.
It's tragedy porn met with also like black unruly teenagers. Look at them.
Well, okay, to be fair, yes. Look at them. This is not a good thing. Like, yes, they did all this shit to just get a free PlayStation. I mean, you don't get to say like, oh, this is just horrible because, yes, these are about trying to get a free PlayStation. Maybe you should fucking work on that. Just saying, man. Yes, and that's the thing. Don't trust local media. Don't trust your lying eyes. Trust me. I can tell you what I want because I'm Hasan Piker. And give me money so I can buy an electric Porsche. Wrestler Town says insurance is great. It fixes everything right up. Except insurance policies generally don't count riots as a coverable event. They generally count that as a force majeure, or insurrection, or unrest. Those are generally not covered. So that's why you see, especially after 2020, a lot of places that got ransacked didn't open back up because the insurance company didn't cover them. So just something to think about when people try to tell you that. Yes, Carrie, these were over PlayStation 5s. Kimberly Ashcraft saying, yes, he has a different opinion on January 6th. Oh, yes, he does. And it's cancerous, but yes. Yes, but yes, that's yes, Mike L's like, it's good to see you, man. It's like it's a pipeline to Fox so you can yes. Yeah, I get it. The Angel, I understand you despise local media, sure, but to say like instead you need to trust Hasan Piker or Chunk Yogurt and his, what they've got going on, I'm not sure who else you trust then, because you're going to find out most from there. So. Mostly gluten says, how many bags of Doritos does a PS5 cost? Yes. Peter Spinning says PS5 secured. James Hunzinger says, is Shakira a subscriber to Hasan's channel? Probably. Oh, what the heck? I gotta... Robin says, this is why you have to have a good policy with an attorney to read through it. Yeah. But even then, I mean, it's a lot of policies cover that. Many do. They don't cover that type of stuff. Yeah, Robin, exactly. Your wars, acts of God, force majeure, floods, theft, social unrest, and fires generally require their own policy inclusion. Yep. And then you have to find somebody who's willing to underwrite it. So yeah, it's very, very hard to say, oh, well, my insurance will cover it. Because even if you have all these policies, because here's the thing, but I'm sure some of you have dealt with this before, especially with health insurance. Insurance companies don't make money by paying out claims. They make money by denying claims. And for example, one of the biggest ones in home insurance was State Farm. In fact, if you in law school books, they are all over the place because they get sued left and right. And then, for example, Hurricane Katrina, they would say, "Oh, well, that's flooding. That's not storm surge, so we don't cover that. That was flooding. That's not from the hurricane. That was from the rain. So we're not covering your house." They would do that all the time. So. What the heck is this? Sent something in my email. Oh, so, all right, guys. Well, this is didn't know we'd go this long, but I'm glad we did. I think we had a fun time tonight. So, I think we're probably going to pack it up at this point. So I'm also starting to get tired. Carrie says, "What's a good insurance company?" It depends what you're involved in and dealing with. So it really just depends. I mean, talk to people in your area and who they use. That's probably one of your best bets because every company acts differently in different locations. Joe Smo says, "Yes, that's a rowdy group of force majeures." Yes, maybe that's what you can call them now going forward. Yes, look at that force majeure forming and stealing all those Louis Vuitton bags. Goalie says, "Keep the stream going until it's your birthday." Yeah, we're going to do a 96 hours. Well, hold on. Wait. Only Saturday to Sunday to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday. 6 days. 120 hours. 144 hour stream. No, we're not doing that. We are not doing that. Not at all. So, all right, guys. Yeah, so we're going to pack it in tonight. It has been it's 3:00. We're done. We're done. So, thank you everybody here. If you guys are watching this on Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, I know Rumble did not have didn't get that set up tonight. Just kind of was run out of time trying to get this ready. And then, yeah, everybody here on YouTube, thank you so much. If you guys put in comments, I always appreciate it. If you guys are new tonight, please, give me a like. That'd be great. If you really enjoyed this, subscribe. Doesn't hurt either. We do the show every Thursday night at 9:30. We kind of cover what's been going on during the week. If you guys join me over on Locals at potentiallycriminal.locals.com, you can join us there. We do 2 shows every week, sometimes maybe more, but we do a show every Monday night at 8 o'clock. And then from right here on YouTube, when we finish, we go over there and have an after show, usually for about a half hour, 45 minutes every Thursday night. So, yes, the goalie says 1 like equals 1 juggalo saved. So that is it for tonight, guys. And once again, I just want to thank everybody who was here, commented. Also, thank you to everybody super chatted. I greatly appreciate it. And until next time, just because you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. Unless you're Shakira. And don't tell the police you're guilty, because it makes it really easy for them. So good night, everybody.